out the signals for the Baltimore Colts. Unitas gives to Amici. The Colts are the world champions. Amici scores.
It's amazing, sensational, dramatic, heart-rending, exciting, thrilling finish in the history of college football. California has won the big game. 5 seconds left in the game. You believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
This is Phil Steele.
This is Mike Burnham.
This is Wes Durham.
This is Mike Ashley.
Hi, this is Chuck Foreman, number 44 of the Minnesota Vikings.
Woo, mercy, this is handsome Jimmy Vane, the Boogie Woogie Man.
This is Coach Fry with Virginia Tech football, and you are listening to Big Dog Sports Talk.
Are you ready to rock? Are you ready to roll? Okay, let's do it.
You're in the doghouse with Rick Watson on Big Dog Sports Talk, presented by Pulaski County Sports and Entertainment. Join us in the Family Fencing Studios and chime in on the McClellan Chiropractic chat line. He's keeping cool with help from Little River Heating and Air, but this show is straight fire. And now, the big dog, Rick Watson.
Rick Watson's got the mic, he's the big dog king. Cover sports so sharp, it's a New River thing. Virginia Tech fire, rapid pride too. Every stat, every play, he's bringing it to you. He's got that voice, deep as a valley, breaking it down, no dilly, no dally. Big dog sports talk, feel the bark. He's got the scoop, faster than a sprint.
Good morning, how are you? It's the Finally Friday edition of the program. Hope you're well, wherever you might be. Hey, it's Friday. Woohoo! Will Stewart will join us from Tech Sideline coming up. Mike Ashley will have his open mic session. Roused indeed, Paul. Driving, sorry. Who's that lady? Never seen her before. Jen the Gamecock Girl. She's going to be in an airport doing the picks today. It's going to be interesting. She's traveling. So that'll be very interesting. See how that goes. How's everybody doing? Heading into big college football and basketball weekend now. So I've had people request that I just keep letting the song play till it finishes. People are digging the song. So, by the way, the winner of our attorney Ryan Pry. Oh, here we go. Wait a minute, they're breaking it down. I don't want to interrupt. There we go. The attorney Ryan Pry's question was, "What's your record?" There we go. Yeah. The record for Tech next year, game number one or year number one for James Franklin, and they have it as Tech fan very optimistic. 9 wins, 1 out. How about that? We had over 220 responses. Thank you. On our professional door text line, 391-0788. That's cool. That's very cool. By the way, speaking of professional door, I want to thank everybody. They have filled the quota of workers that they now need. Yes, sir. We've been putting it out there for the last several weeks, and I got a nice message yesterday from Travis, and he wants to thank everybody. That is great. Thank you. He wanted to thank everybody, the community. That's awesome. Just awesome. So he doesn't need workers, but we'll still tell you about how great their business is. Thank you. Congratulations, Travis. And I hope everybody who works for him that heard us talking about it, that's really cool. And that's what this whole thing's about for sponsors and for people who are partnering up with us. And that is immediate results. It's great. And all the folks here, just about everybody I've talked to that's sponsored have gotten results. I've heard Charles Lee, Family Fencing. Charles Lee, Little River Heating and Air. Mark Hunley, McClellan Chiropractic, Travis. It's just, that's what this whole thing's about. And it's nice to be able to have a little more on hands with this and not having a radio station lie to you about trying to go out and sell your show and your product. Well, we just can't sell it. No, you're just not trying to. I was able to go out and sell it. So thank you to everybody. Thank you. It's awesome. Good morning, Opal. Good morning, Big Al. Let's see. I think so. Yeah. Oh, that's the most 220. Yeah, that's the most answers we've gotten on a question. Because everybody is just fired up. James Franklin's going to take you right to the championship. From the Heidi-Tidies, Bugle Boy of Company B to Jen tooting her sax in Columbia, and now Morris whistling Dixie in Palm Coast. BDST is live and online. Good morning, Morris. You should have your shirt maybe tomorrow. Shirts. You should. Rodney, yeah. Friday Night Lights, Radford and Glenver regional semifinal. My goodness gracious. So the Highlanders played home tonight against UNC Wilmington. Should be a really good game. UNC Wilmington's really good, but yet it's scheduled on a Friday night in high school football and playoffs. So we'll see how that cuts down on the crowd. All right, they've added some sounds. Let's see what we have here. As we continue to get more views and subscribers, I get things that. What is this? It's called Intense Applause. This is Heartbeat. I'm going to play this whenever Jen comes on. I got a gong, too. Kind of like that, too. It's simply called Bounce. Hey, Selma, nice to see you again. And then drum roll bongos. Hey, I kind of like that one. Ladies and gentlemen, major announcement here on BDST. Okay. Thank you. Morris says he's been shirtless since he ordered it. So I understand, Morris, you don't want to wear an inferior product of any kind, any kind of inferior shirt. You want to wait until you get, the BDST shirt. I understand. By the way, y'all can't see this. I got some great background entertainment. So Balboa Creed is in the house, and he's over there messing with a spider. It's some pretty good comedy. Prometheus, good morning, Prometheus. How are you, brother? Remember, Tech, we get one more ACC game added to replace one out of the conference. Yeah, let's hope they get rid of that VMI game. Jeez. And I'll disagree. I know Damien sort of let mention they might take off JMU the other day. I can't imagine you're canceling the JMU game. That would be a massive PR mistake. That's not going to happen, right? Oh, he must have eaten the spider because now he's walking back toward the door and he's chewing. Good job, buddy. Yes, sir. Nice. Yes, the best things in life are worth waiting for. Telling you. By the way, Marsh, you might want to warn your wife, okay? You're down there in the Palm Coast. When people see you in this T-shirt, you need to remind her it's really out of your control, the reaction that you're going to get. You know what I mean? I don't want her blaming you. And then conversely, I believe she's getting one too, right? If I'm not mistaken. You're going to have to y'all both are just going to have to deal with it. The onlookers and the people who's going to want to talk to you is going to just magnify because of this T-shirt. Best part is I'm meeting some great people. And in case you don't remember, here you go. Here they are. I mean, come on. That's my model shirt because that one had a hole in it. So that's the one I use. It's my modeling shirt. Yeah, the play-by-play manager. It was pretty funny. He was down there hopping on, and he was waiting on the spider. Then I saw him take his paw when it started up the wall, and he just went, boom. Kind of like we do when we smash a bug. He's just boom. And then I see him over there. That's my guy right there now. Did you see where? Yeah, I did. Opal, I did. It was all over X, where Bill Belichick went to Jordan's adult cheer competition. You can't make this. You can't write scripts any better than that. How creepy is he? Did he look like the grandparent? What? And she's standing in the back looking completely uncomfortable. What are we doing? I don't know, but I really like it when she shakes her pom-poms. Ha, ha, ha. You know what I mean. If you don't understand, that was a metaphor for something else. She's a shoo-in to win the cheering competition because she smells like strawberries. We're on to Duke. Yeah, and you're right. We need a cat cam. We do. Especially when he's outside. I need to figure out something like hook it up and put one on top of his head. A T-shirt with hormone capabilities sold. Just telling you. People are already reporting much more success with the fairer sex when they have that shirt on. I didn't count on that. I'm not charging extra. All I have to say is you're welcome. You're welcome. By the way, the shirts are $20 if I can get them to you locally. Everybody who's paid locally, I haven't hooked up with yet. We'll get that done. If shipped, it's $30. I'm going to try to make every package $30. Finally got that set. I took a little off on some. I took a little bit of a hit on some shipping early, but now it's $30. Thanks to the Ready Set Fund, ReadySetFund.com. If you have a team that needs to make some money, reach out to Bob Christ. They have text messages ready for you to help them out. Lawson's Mobile Home Supply since 1997, 300 North Franklin Street. Go see James. And the NRV Super Bowl. Appreciate them. 382-5525. They're going to be doing all sorts of cool stuff coming up in December. Boogie bowling, late nights. You know what I think we should start doing? I think we should start planning the whole BDST bash at the bowling alley. Hoping I can get them to do some more stuff with us, and I think that would be great. Don't you think that'd be fun? Just have us all go over to the NRV Super Bowl. We can hang out, rent the whole place. You got food, you got beverages, you got TVs. I don't know. We need some Balboa Creed shirts. Well, I'll have to get him to sign the release of his image and likeness the kitty NIL, the CIL. See what as long as he's good with that, yeah, that'd be great. And, you don't want to harp on it, but every time I see him in his beautiful, he's almost red, I think about somebody threw that out of their car window. I did have I had an altercation. Now, I love dogs. So we lost our dog several years ago, and I just haven't been able to, I haven't gone back there. Some people can get another one pretty quickly. I haven't been able to do that. So I'm, he's wonderful. He's fine. He's great. He's a nice little supplementation there. I did have an altercation in the bowling alley. It wasn't really a fight. It was just a couple little rabbit punches, and he was on the floor shivering. But yes, I did. But we won't do that. See, we won't be doing. We're not inviting that. I bet Jen would do it. Give her an excuse to come home. Yeah, absolutely. Schedule it around when she's going to be in, and then we would intimidate her to make sure she came. Absolutely. Tebow, I'm with you. 100%. Make your next vehicle, by the way, a purchase from Harvey's Gym in Radford. Go see Brad, George Jr. At least go talk to him, and you're going to go, wow, okay. All right. This is what Rick's been talking about. Exact make, model, you name it, he'll find it. Give Jason Green a call at Family Fencing Studios, 540-200-8294. Cold weather won't matter. It's not going to slow them down. As a matter of fact, it's the best time to put a fence up in your yard so it's ready for the spring. So give them a call, free quotes, payment plan options, 540-200-8294. Those dudes are awesome. I'm going to use them. I got to figure it out, but I'm going to get something going in the spring. I am. Don't wear the Broncos hat. Mark Hunley, McClellan Chiropractic, sponsor of our always buzzing chat room. Thank you, by the way. Those of you who have gone over, see Mark, you're going to keep going back now, aren't you? I told you. That's what I'm not an "I told you so" guy about most things, but when I'm telling you how wonderful these sponsors are, I told you so. Yeah. Go see Mark Hunley right off Peppers Ferry Road. You have back issues. Don't be proud. Go in there and just say, hey, man, I don't know what to do. I'm hurting. It's okay to admit when you get a little older, your body's not the same. Go see Mark. The best in the business. God will take care of you in every way, shape, and form. We're presented every day by Pulaski County Sports and Entertainment. We're going to have more folks on hopefully next week. Well, it's Thanksgiving week, but we'll see. I'll let you know more about the racetrack. Jonathan Sweet was great this week. Awesome. Culture of Cat Creed. Picture of Creed on the back with with a gin pose. Don't want any fighting. May rip the BDST t-shirt. True. They're so well made, TLB. That can't happen. Remember when smoking was allowed in places, you would leave a place and smell like you stepped out of a fireplace? Oh, yeah. Absolutely. 100%. Speaking of Charles Lee, give Little River Heating and Air a call if you're local. If you're just regional, they'll come find you, 540-553-2971. We're nearing the year anniversary last February when I was gone for about 5 days with Radford basketball, and I got texts from neighbors, hey, your house got hit by lightning. Oops. And it was my units. Both of them fried. House was freezing. My son was here. They got it done 3 days later, completion. Not one thing showed up in the yard that I even knew they were there. The only way I knew they were there, they had new temperature gauges and brand new units that don't make a sound and work. Saved me so much money. Amazing. Go see Little River Heating and Air. and the attorney, Ryan Pry in Radford. If you have trust and estate planning issues, go see him. 220 of you responded to the BDST Fan Question of the Week, sponsored by Ryan Pry and Larry Ramsey, member FDIC, the exclusive banking partner of BDST on YouTube. I've been with him for 35 years. Opal says, I worked with a nurse who said they used to smoke at the nurse's desk. Really? Hey, welcome in. What's your emergency? They got like the long ash hanging out, and they just say, keep talking while they're taking your registration information. Here, fill this out. And one more time, Professional Door Incorporated, Travis Williams, sponsor of our text line at 3910788. Commercial garage doors, better than anybody. They now have their workers. 38 years in business. The best. The best. I love the fact his dad started it. Now he's taking it even to another level. It's awesome. Awesome. I'd buy a shirt with Balboa Curry working a spider like a speed bag. Yeah, I kind of wanted to get it. You know, hey, it's been a while since he's been on camera, but now since he ate the spider, he's all chill over there. He's all chill. So Will Stewart, Mike, Open Mike, and Jen here today with our college picks. Yeah, I don't know how there'll be a lot over there. So much speculation. I'm ignoring all the recruits' noise. Let's just see what happens. There's so much idiotic information on X. There's just so much people jump to these conclusions. It's kind of funny. It is what it is. X is great for breaking news, but it is an absolute cesspool. Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it still, is an absolute cesspool. Which, yeah, there's no rematch with the spider. Spider's done, which is fine because I hate spiders. That sounded like a good Sling Blade voice. You mean my my nurse who's smoking? Fill out the registration. I guess it did. I love chat. Well, my whole spider thing, I was always indifferent. You know, I grew up on a farm. You'd see them all over the place. But then in college, right before final exams, my junior year, I was taking an afternoon nap because I had 2 huge exams. Now tell me this isn't, this is one of your nightmares. I was really tired. I'd been up studying. I had a morning exam, then I had 2 more. And I just collapsed. Well, as I'm laying there, I remember doing my head like this. Well, something was making my face tickle, or, you get this feeling right here. So I have one eye kind of open, and when I look up, it was one of those brown recluse spiders. One of the big boys. And that guy was right here. You could see the leg raising up just like that. And then you see the little red eye. And I'm telling you, you talk about somebody who fired off the bed, smacked my face. I mean, I was freaking out. And then you think they're all over you. Right? You have that feeling. I'm yelling, cussing. And then I saw it when I hit it over in the floor. I think I killed it like 70 times. My face is tingling just thinking about it. So ever since then, man, spiders, that's it right there. So there's why I hate spiders. Throw in the damn towel. I can't throw in the towel. But you see, he couldn't. See, that's what... Rocky could not throw in the towel. See, nobody knew Apollo better than Rocky. Not even his wife, who we found out in the Creed movies he wasn't loyal to. Just saying. I mean, it's Apollo Creed. You can't tame that lion. It's Apollo Creed. So I said Apollo Creed. Balboa went, I'm not Apollo Creed, dude. Hey, Dad. It's Balboa Creed. See, Rocky knew, right? When they had the whole conversation, he had to go fight Drago. He wasn't the champion anymore. He's a fighter, man. He's a boxer. I've done it. Not to that level, but there's a certain something about you. Rocky knew he couldn't throw in the towel because he'd never lived with himself. He'd be dead already, even though he was still walking among us. You say tomato, I say tomato. Let's call the whole thing off. He got blamed for not throwing in the towel. But Apollo would have rather been killed in the ring than go back knowing that somebody surrendered for him. All right? That's right. You can't win. Least supportive spouse in the history of marriage. Did she ever support him till she thought maybe the money was going to run out? You knocked him down. Why don't you try knocking me down? I will always watch the first 4 Rocky movies, and I'll watch Rocky Balboa. I will not watch Rocky 5. It didn't happen. It didn't exist. The later movie called Rocky Balboa, if you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. It's really good. Really, really good. And the first 2 Creed movies are good. The first Creed is excellent. Second Creed, awesome. Third Creed, utter garbage. And that's what happens when the actor gets too much creative control. Instead of just playing the role, he decides to implement his own mindset of it, and it didn't work without Stallone. It didn't work. But they got it right. First Creed movie is unbelievable. Really good. Second one's good too. But anyway, sorry. Yeah, Dr. Teresitas. I knew him. He was my doctor for a while. Dr. Duncan. Yeah. Remember Dr. Teresitas? My mom was a nurse for 55 years, and she was a nurse for Dr. Teresitas for a while. Yeah. Absolutely. Good people. Good people. Tech in Miami tomorrow. I know we're not talking about it much. Things have been overshadowed just a little bit with the hiring of James Franklin. Does Balboa Creed get an uneaten raw egg for his breakfast? No, we haven't gone there yet. I think the spread has gotten like out of hand too on the Tech game. Like stupid spread. Yeah, it's 18.5. There's no way Miami's beating Tech by 18.5, right? I know people are still going to pull for Tech, and you want them to beat Miami and everything, but it feels like everybody's already taken their victory laps for the rest of the season now. It was like Halloween 3 without Michael Myers. So yeah, the Halloween movie is my favorite Halloween movie of any type, not just named Halloween. It's my favorite horror movie. It was the first. It was original. I watch it every year around Halloween. John Carpenter nailed it. Jamie Lee Curtis's first role, by the way. She was outstanding. It's just well done. It's simple. It's well done. Yeah, I'm glad. T-Bone, I'm glad you brought that up. I put it on the Facebook page, and we got like 5,000 views. Yeah, Shane Beamer. I don't know what's going on. He's not going to be fired. They're going to keep him. They didn't necessarily make the announcement, but the way he's talking, he's been told. And, they don't want to get into the coaching fray. They don't want to get into all that. And now he's saying, well, you remember this time next year when you're talking to me and we're talking about where we're going to be in the playoffs. Okay, dude. Okay. Season of the Witch, Paul says, has become a cult favorite. Opal and Paul are arguing about Season of the Witch. So, yeah, Beamer kind of had another melt. Every time Shane has a presser, something weird happens. It's weird. That guy's feeling so much heat. And I wonder how much of it he in a situation like that. Now, he got a lot of advantages being Frank Beamer's son. He did a lot of it on his own. I'm not saying everything was handed to him. He had to earn the other things. But FinFan says Tech has a better shot than USC East. Yeah. Okay, Paul doesn't like it. So Opal and Paul agree on Season of the Witch. But, yeah, I wonder how much does he start to think about, is he letting his dad down? I mean, I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying I wonder so some of the things that happen there just don't make any sense to me. Yeah, Dr. Terracidis. I remember one time I was pretending. I wasn't pretending. I thought I had like constant stomach aches. And there was no reason for it. So we went in and Dr. Terracidis saw me and he goes, well, and I guess he'd worked it out with Mom. My mom never admitted this. She was his nurse. My mom had never admitted this, but she was like, well, Virginia, my mom, Virginia Watson, I guess we're going to have to go ahead and schedule the surgery. I'm a little kid, and I went, what? What? Surgery? Is that with the knife? Boy, I feel great. Woo! I never went back. Tebow says, I got a belt to ass, 43-10. Wow. Ooh, I hope that doesn't happen. I hope that doesn't happen. Ooh. Could be a lot of fired up people. Hey, they're wearing the Hokie Stone jerseys. Did you see that? The big reveal. Yeah, they're wearing that. So you should enjoy that. It's a nooner tomorrow. So we have high school football tonight. What else do we have here local? Let's give a rundown and a shout out to our high school peeps. I've gotten a lot of people in the text message. I haven't heard anything about the Glenver quarterback. Let me know. Is he playing? I don't know. They're not going to let people know, right? They're going to keep that close to their own self. Knicks fan has chimed in. Season of the Witch absolutely sucked beyond belief. All right, good. There you go. The consensus is in. I won't watch it. Now, I do like, you know what I like? I like the old studio monster movie. Well, everybody know, by the way, if you watch Frankenstein, I think a couple peeps took me up on it. I've now watched it twice, and I liked it better the second time than the first time. It's really good. Yeah, white helmets with the Hokie Stone jerseys tomorrow. Oh, FinFan, congratulations. Your kids go to LCA and you're a Wilson grad. All right, good, man. Great year. Good luck. Good luck. That's cool. Very cool. Tebow says if South Carolina makes the playoffs next year, I'll eat someone's dirty underwear. Wow, now that's confidence. We're going to hold you to that, Tebow. But if you like stuff like that, you should go and you should Oh, that's right. So we've got, I don't know how that's going to work, though. I'm going to just tell people who it is anyway. Well, Morris has got 6 tickets for the game tomorrow. There's no way I can get them to you. No way. Because we got a game tonight and got to play in Dallas, Texas on Monday. So I don't know how that would work. So if you want to go, I guess we could hook up Morris with an electronic tickets, I'm guessing. Right, Morris? Maybe we can hook you up that way and y'all can exchange. So I'll tell you what, the best thing to do, TiVo, Frankenstein was legit. Yeah, man. That's strong. That's strong. So what we'll do is if you want to go, if you want to get Morris's tickets, hit me up on the Professional Door text line. And I'll hook you up with Morris, if that's okay, Morris. And then you can get them the tickets. It's the only way I'm going to be able to, that's the only way I can help because I don't have any time to do any of that. But that's very nice of you, Morris. Very, very nice. All right, so that's what we're going to do. If you want Morris's tickets, give me your name and your contact. I have Morris's here, and we'll hook everybody up that way. And you can text and email, whatever you need to do. So don't tell me here in chat, but hit me up on the text line if you want to take part. He's got 6 tickets for the game tomorrow. He doesn't want them to go to waste. And that's just the BDST community being the BDST community. Congratulations, Morris. That's awesome. We have very nice people here. It's great stuff. I wonder what happened to my new sounds. Are they gone? Oh, here we go. This is for you, Morris. Very nice. Morris says, I've been medicated by Prometheus. Tech could pull us off tomorrow. You don't want to miss it. Inside the South Tower of food, question mark. Yeah, I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't, that when they made that debut video with the Hokey Stone, I didn't look at the comments, but you got, those are straight fire. Thank goodness. No, exactly. Just wear the maroon. God. How many are you going to spend the $250 to go buy a Hokey Stone jersey? Yeah, Morris is very nice. That's very nice. So, yeah, hit me up on the text line, and I'll get you connected with Morris. And that's the only way we'll be able to make sure you can go if you want to go. Those unis look like they bought them at a Dollar General market. What happened to wearing maroon? Tech has a great base uniform. The Mike Vick era uniform is so perfect. It just so perfect. Joseph says, wish Tech would win tomorrow. Try to Miami crying to be in the playoffs. The Catholics versus the convicts will never go away. I love it. Sorry, consuming beverage. A lot of it this morning. Not the kind of beverage you like to be consuming a lot of on a weekend, but you know what I'm talking about. Morris says, I can be nice. It's been disputed many times, but it does happen. So, yeah, hit me up on the text line, and we'll get you hooked up with tickets through Morris, and then you'll have them, and you can just show up. If you didn't have plans, you can go at noon tomorrow, and you'll be done with the rest of your day. You'll still have the biggest part of your day. Watch football, whatever. Tailgate, whatever. Matthew says trying to out-ugly Miami's camo unis a few weeks ago. Yeah, those were just terrible. All the new uniform stuff, let's put it this way. I've now narrowed it down. Anything Nike does sucks. When they alternate uniforms, they suck. The Texans last night, did you see that? Reggie says, maybe coming from Penn State, James Franklin will appreciate the simplicity of a good uniform. I hope so, but I have a feeling. Here's my prediction. I'm not going to make any predictions on the season yet. It's too far away. We don't know what the roster is going to look like, the coaching staff. Are you ready? Here's my prediction. Oh, hang on. Let me do this right. Let me do this right here. Here's my one prediction for the season next year. Virginia Tech will have an all-black uniform under James Franklin. That is my prediction. All right. We've gotten 3 tickets given away already. We will do that. Yes. So you now have officially 3 left, Morris. So keep that in mind. So, Morris, I have your number here. You're going to get a text from me later. When you get a 540 number, that's me. And I'm going to send you contact information from this person. Giles, Radford, Christiansburg, all playing for state volleyball titles. Yes, that's right. Jason from Family Fencing, I think he's going to be there officiating or scoring. Good luck to the Spartans, the Bobcats, and Christiansburg Blue Demons. I hope you all come home with titles. I mean, and by the way, I have nothing against Glenver peeps, but go black and gold tonight. Regional title. Go Bobcats. That's the game. If I didn't have RU Hoops tonight, I would go down to Glenver and I would take that game in. I would be there. So 3 more left for Morris. 3 more tickets if you want them. We're going to go ahead and say those are now accounted for. Those 3. They're done. Wow. Blue Demons 28-0. Jeez, Louise. Really? Good. Awesome. Congratulations, gals. Go get them. Rodney says he met Reggie at the George Wood Giles football game a couple weeks ago. Oh, very cool. Very cool. I like the cross-contamination of peeps. It's kind of like when Travis went to go see Mark Huntley. Now he's a regular customer. Travis says he's never felt better. You talk about ringing endorsement. Travis says, oh, man, Mark. Thank you for Mark. Yeah. December, we're going to do it finally. I'm going over there to try out the stuff, and we're going to film it. And we're going to have that in a separate video. It won't be part of the morning show, but I'll put it up on the channel. Knicks fan says drones is why Miami will cover. Well, yeah. You might be right. By the way, please subscribe, like, and share our channel. Remember, if one of you gets someone else to subscribe, then you're giving them away, aren't you, Morris? The tickets are free. Right? Morris is not charging for the tickets. I don't believe. Let me clarify that, right? Morris, you're just giving those away, right? I know, but I figured I had to mention. I know you didn't. See, that's how Morris didn't want any credit. I'm not, but, you know, that's okay. I wanted to give you credit. Yeah, they're free. So we just got another text message. So whoever just texted me, they're free. There's 3 left for the Miami game tomorrow from Morris. And we got them. They're done. 3 to the first request and 3 to Absolutely, Morris. You deserve it all. Yeah. Oh, hang on. So the tickets are indeed gone. Paul says the last time Tech went 0-4 in November was in the 50s. Ooh. Free at last, free at last. Now, everybody here, I guess I can get that off the screen. But remember, please subscribe, like, and share. Remember, I will get you the information here. So they're done. So, Morris, I will send you a text. I might do that here in a little bit. I might try to do this here in just a second. That way I don't forget. Because once I get into to Radford stuff today, it's all about the game. And then I'll forget. And I'll get distracted. And then they're done. And then they're done. And I'm not trying to be that way. Although I want to thank Mike Williams again for giving me an extra day to get my Big Dog Barks article in. I was a little slow on Wednesday. And I believe it just came in. I think we're good to go. I think it's in there. Let me check and see. Oh, Rodney, a big attaboy too for working with me there because, Mike probably wasn't very happy with me. But Mike probably mad. Let's see here. Today's paper. Online. By the way, it's out online, Today's Patriot. Steve Baffuto going to join us here soon, by the way. Not today, but is part of the yeah, there it is. The Hokies got their guy. That's my article today. Cautiously optimistic is the theme. Oh, yeah. So, Morris, your tickets are gone, and I will get you all the pertinent information here very soon. I don't know how all this works, trying to get everything done, but I'm trying my best to get your number in here, and then we're going to get you hooked up with there. I want everybody to get the tickets that wanted them. Anyway, I'll have to do that later. I can't do it right now. Joseph says, hearing that Tech needs to upgrade its facilities, you know which ones they're talking about? One thing Franklin was bringing up. I don't know. I mean, they've upgraded recently. I mean, there's always looking to upgrade. There's only so much money, though. And that money's going to have to go to players this first year, especially. It's going to be interesting to see how he goes about filling the roster and how they develop players. It's really something that, especially at quarterback and offensive line, under Brent Pry, things did not develop. He never developed players like he needed to at those positions. Went through multiple offensive line coaches. And for a while, remember how weird it was? They didn't have a designated quarterback coach. That was strange. But they seem to have rectified all that. That won't be a problem on this staff coming up. Yeah, see, Morris gets it. Yeah, I can remember weird pop culture things, weird TV shows. Yeah, but if you're doing both, you don't really have one. I don't think Tyler Bowen was much of a quarterback's coach. I think he was just given that title. Because if he was, it sure as hell didn't show up on the field. Yeah, you ask me what we have. People will say, hey, don't forget, you remember this? I'll be like, no. Remember this from 3 years ago? Uh-uh. Don't recall it. But if you want to ask me about episode 4, Magnum PI, season 3, then you're, oh, yeah. But there won't be any staff loopholes for Franklin at Tech. That won't happen. How are people feeling? Still feeling the euphoria that you're feeling? Is everybody still just so amazed that you got him? I hope this turns out to be a place that he really wants to be. And I hope he is humbled because he kept Tech at arm's length because he was trying at other places. And he was basically told, no. So he came back to the place who obviously wanted it more than anyone. And I'm glad it worked out for Tech. And I hope it works out long term. I hope he is that motivated guy that will embrace the community and will embrace being here to build it back. I hope that's all on the agenda. But we'll see. We'll see. Again, I'm cautiously optimistic. There are things that I'm hearing from different people about some of the things that happened at Penn State. I mean, I'm not going to, it's all speculation, so I'm not going to bring it up here, but none of it's good. And there's probably some truth to some of it. A lot of it's probably not. A lot of it's probably hyperbole, but I think at some point, once the dust settles, Penn State has their coach. Someone's going to document why that separation occurred, when it did, and how abruptly it did. And I'm all for Tech fan having enthusiasm. You deserve it. I've told you all week, take a victory lap. You should enjoy it. They got their guy. He was nobody else's guy, but he was Tech's guy. And I hope it's everything that you think it's going to be. I really do. I want the fans to enjoy it, and I want the fans to get the benefits of it. Again, let's hope it's Vanderbilt James Franklin and not what had become James Franklin at Penn State. So we shall see. Time will tell. Time will tell. Todd Grantham laid it out yesterday. Should have been a humble reminder. A lot of these supposed slam dunk hires, man, where we're told this is going to be, oh my God, get out of the way. They don't work. They just don't work. And then ones that go under the radar end up working wonderfully. And you're like, wow, nobody saw that coming. I.e. Kurt Signetti. It's hard to hire a football coach. Nothing is ever cemented. And I think it is fair to say that the hiring of James Franklin looks a lot better to Tech fan because of what had happened before, specifically with the hiring of his protege, Brent Pry, who had zero experience as a head coach and who brought in coordinators with zero experience. Now you're going to get a guy who's won 68% of his games. He's going to always have the talent level in a competitive capacity. At least that's what we assume, right? Because that's what he's been the best at. People around college football, other coaches will tell you they respect James Franklin the most as a recruiter. And I think that's going to continue, especially now with the new commitment financially. And that's not going to be a problem. I don't think you ever have to worry about positions anymore. You're not going to have to worry about a talent loss in watching a game going, well, he's just not any good. Why can't they recruit that? That usually doesn't happen with Franklin's teams. Penn State was never in need of talent. They always had it. So that'll be the one guarantee that you will get. Absolutely. I hope all the other stuff fall in line. We shall see. We shall see. The other thing he's got going for him is the ACC is there for the taking. And that's why I think if it all comes together and momentum starts to build and they start winning early. Yeah, he never could get quarterback right. That's right. You're right, Ryan. The attorney Ryan Pry. He's a longtime Penn State guy. I can't resist. So, Ryan, give us your honest, you are the Penn State example. Don't want to put you on the spot, but you are sponsor of the program, and we love having you as a sponsor. What's your assessment of James Franklin? Why he was dismissed, and how do you think it's going to all settle down here in Blacksburg? The one thing that's out that I guess is not speculation is the altercation that he had with a few fans at the spring game this past April up in Happy Valley. That made its rounds around X. And I hope that kind of thing is not something he's bringing with him, because that was a bad look. And then when you see things like that, you start to see what Penn State fan. I mean, I keep seeing all these people, oh, my God, why is Penn State? They're just so jealous. Well, Penn State fan, I don't think cares. I haven't seen Penn State fan lamenting the fact that he's no longer their coach. I don't know where all that's coming from. So let me know, Ryan. I'd like to get your take. I'd like to get your take as a Penn State guy. If you have an opinion about it, why it happened and why it happened so abruptly, and how you think he's going to land here in Blacksburg. He says, I'm incredibly conflicted. He's a great recruiter, but a few times a season he would make bonehead decisions, which may have been the analytics, and they made no sense to those people. Bonehead decisions in big games, hence the bad record. And that's what you hear the most when you hear about his ball coach abilities as opposed to recruiting abilities. Now, that's fair, man. That's fair. That's fair. All right, joining us on the program now, he is the head of the snake at Tech Sideline with Diet Mountain Dew. It's Will Stewart. Hey, Will, how are you, man? Good to see you.
I'm doing good, man. How are you? I've had a really good week.
Yeah, I bet so. What's going on, man? Are you excited? Are you just now guaranteeing 9 wins like everybody else next year?
Oh man, I saw a thing that it was put out by BetMGM. I was trying to remember who put it out on Twitter. It was BetMGM.
Yeah.
It was AI predictions of Franklin's record at Virginia Tech for like the next 10 years. He gets up to 9 wins pretty quickly. Wins like 3 ACC championships in the first 6 years. Yeah. I mean, AI is crap, but I do kind of like that prediction there. I could totally live with that.
Well, what was your impression? You were there at the press conference. I don't know if you had a chance to talk to him a whole lot, but what did you think about his official introduction?
We got to chat with him a little bit afterwards, but that was while he was wandering around being introduced to everybody. He's, as the saying goes, he is what we thought he was. He's really good with the media. And I thought the hilarity of, for anybody that didn't see it, they started taking questions from the media that was assembled there, and Andy Bitter got to go first.
Yeah,
by the way,
first question. Yeah.
yeah, I think David Cunningham was third or fourth, and I'm not going to ask him a question. I'm just there to watch. I sent you a picture. I had really good seats. We were right there in the front row.
Yeah,
So we got like 3 or 4 Tech Sideline people there in the front row, and everybody's texting me going, "Wow, man, you've come so far that they reserved the front row seats for you." And I'm like, no, that wasn't it. We just parking lot opened at 9 o'clock, and we got there at 9 o'clock, and
and you were there, right?
walked in and sat in the front row. But anyway, he was of course really good. So Andy goes first, and Franklin does something to him that he did to every reporter there. He says, "Good morning, Andy." And Andy starts asking him the question, and Franklin goes, "Good morning, Andy. How are you?" And then he keeps talking, "How are you, Andy?" And he did that to every reporter. And the one he didn't do it to Mark Berman of the Roanoke Times. He made everybody answer the question, "How are you?" except for Mark, because Mark's reputation precedes him. So Franklin's like, "I'm not going to even bother that guy. I'm just going to listen to his question and answer it."
Yeah, that was annoying. A little peek into how maybe he's going to be a little bit. But anyway, we shall see. One thing we do know, the recruiting and the turnover of talent is going to happen pretty swiftly. We know that.
Yeah, he's already gutted the recruiting staff and the player personnel department there at Penn State. And they're actually, when we were at the basketball game, the men's basketball game, I guess that was Wednesday night, he already had about 10 or 15 Penn State staffers there with him, and they were going through and getting a tour of the Jamerson Center and getting the lay of the land and all that stuff. So yeah, that's already in motion, and he's set up a visit weekend for the Miami game this weekend. And we'll see how that stuff goes. We hear some pretty outrageous stuff about how many kids he's going to flip, and some of the decommits are coming here. We'll see how all that shakes out. Signing day is Wednesday, December 3rd, and the portal doesn't open till January, I believe. And like if your coach gets fired, there's a 30-day window where the portal opens. But Franklin was fired over 30 days ago. So I think if there are Penn State players that are going to enter the portal, they got to wait until January to do that. So as a media organization, we kind of like that. We can cover the high school stuff first week of December, and then kind of talk about them for the rest of December. And then when the portal opens and all the bedlam ensues, that's what we'll do during January. And there'll be a lot of news to cover during January, and we'll be tracking all of that stuff. So, and then they go into spring practice. And Rick, I don't think there's a portal opportunity after spring practice. I think the rules have changed. So once he goes into spring, once he goes into spring and he's got his roster, then his roster is set. Now that said, there's a nuance to that. You can transfer without entering the portal. You can just say, "I'm transferring," and you don't have to go into the portal. It's not like an NCAA rule or anything. The portal just puts all of your information in there and allows people to contact you easily, and it kind of lets the college football world know that you're transferring. There can still be transfers after spring practice. It just won't be this thing that is centered around the portal.
And we can expect people to respond donation-wise, right? I mean, that's going to happen too. The enthusiasm is there for that. So that's going to be a very positive thing, along with the fact that now Tech will probably have a lot more attention paid to them by the college football media like ESPN, because he is there. He's clearly a friend of that network. He was already there shortly after he was dismissed. So, So, those are some of the benefits too Tech hasn't had in a long time.
And so one of the wrinkles here that's not being talked about, not that I've seen, is the ACC has a different revenue sharing plan these days, and the better your TV ratings are, the more money you get in ACC TV rev share. And of course, part of having better ratings is being on better networks. Like Virginia Tech is playing Miami on ESPN at noon this Saturday, and I think the ratings for that will probably be pretty good. The noon ratings tend to be good.
Yeah, they do.
But just the simple fact that James Franklin is Virginia Tech's head coach will put Virginia Tech on national television more next year than they otherwise would have been. And if you're at the top of the ACC and the bottom, the differences in rev share can be very significant. I think it's as much as like $15 million difference between the top school and the bottom school. So if Virginia Tech slides up this scale, Rick, and they get 3, 5, 7 million more than they otherwise would get, that's how you help pay for James Franklin.
Yeah,
so
right.
It's not just increased ticket sales and increased donations, it's increased revenue share from the ACC. So it's that old thing, dude, you got to spend money to make money, and Virginia Tech's spending money and they're going to make money. And I've already had a few people email me and say, where do I go to donate? We've had people come on our message board and say, should I donate to NIL or should I donate to the Hokie Club? And the answer to that, of course, is yes, you should.
Yeah, right. No, we don't want that. What about you personally? I mean, how excited are you? I mean, obviously Tech was kind of pigeonholed by their last hire. They wanted a name, right? That was kind of, we've talked about that here, you and I. They needed a name. Tech fan wanted a name. They couldn't kind of go for maybe a younger guy anymore. They couldn't take that gamble, and they've got a guy who's established. He's won college football games, and how do you feel about it as a lifelong Tech guy? I mean, you started your own business because of your passion for Tech. How do you feel about this hire?
That's a good question. I think if they hired a guy like there are a lot of good coaches out there, and as you were just discussing before I came on, there are a lot of coaches out there that might not build the roster as well as Franklin will, but they will coach. Their in-game coaching acumen will be better, and that's a matter of record, And
yeah,
when we finally get Franklin on the podcast, we'll ask him about that. We'll ask him, we'll ask him the softball questions. We'll ask him the hardball questions too. But so they could have hired coaches that would have improved the program over time, but this is an immediate injection of excitement and cash and all that stuff. So what that means for me personally is we've added, since the announcement was made Monday, we've added about 125 subscribers. And I go through the purchases every day and just make sure people aren't double subscribing and stuff like that. And I see names coming in as subscribers that have been gone for a while. So they've let their subscriptions lapse.
Yeah.
We peaked in December of 2023. At the end of that, when they won a bunch of games at the end of that year and things were looking really exciting. And so we peaked in December of 2023, and throughout 2024, we lost throughout 2024 and 2025, we lost close to 500 subscribers over that period of time. So people were just dropping off as time went on. And after they fired Brent Pry, from then until the hiring of Franklin, we added about 250 subscribers. We've added another 125. So throughout the course of this football season, we've added almost 400 subscribers just because Virginia Tech is making a change. And so what we feel from a business standpoint is also reflected in message board traffic, and it is also reflected in donations and ticket sales and interest. These are things that will, Rick, I've been doing this a long time, man. And the stuff I feel in our business throughout the course of the years, as Frank Beamer started being a 500 coach at the end of his career, our business went like this. And then we hired Fuente and it went like this towards the end. And you hire and up and down and up and down and up and down. And you see the same things reflected in attendance of football games, donations, all that stuff. So I told somebody the other day, I've learned living on the internet for almost 30 years now and having it be my sole source of income for 25 years. I think of things in 5-year increments, and I look out 5 years. How do I think the next 5 years is going to be? And the next 5 years for Tech Sideline are going to be good. There's a lot of interest and excitement over Franklin. And then once he starts coaching, well, first of all, the roster building will be fun to watch. And then when he starts coaching, there will be a lot of discussion about how he's running the team and running the program. So it's going to be great for us. And man, you asked me how I feel, and I'm not a rah-rah guy. I've tried to be I'm not an impartial observer, but I try to be, kind of neutral about stuff. So my answer to you is never going to be, oh, I feel great. This is wonderful. Go Hokies. My answer is going to be, how's business? My life is built around this business, and I got to pay 4 full-time salaries of the guys that work for me. So when you ask me how I feel, you're asking me how's the business going. And business for me and business for Virginia Tech is going to be good for the foreseeable future.
Well, we'll see how tomorrow goes with recruits, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a big day for that. It's kind of the game is almost secondary. It's kind of like going to an NBA game. If you go to an NBA game nowadays, the game is almost like in the background while they do all these other things. And that's kind of what this game feels like tomorrow, right? With James Franklin and the recruits. And, I get it. It's good. It's good. But the game is still Miami. The point spread's gotten ridiculous. I don't know how they're 19-point underdog. That's not going to happen. But
you don't think so?
I don't think so. Not night. No. I wouldn't think so. But
that Miami defense is brutal. They've got a really good rushing defense, really good. And rushing is pretty much all Virginia Tech can do at this point. The passing game is not doing great. So the thing we're keeping an eye on is Virginia Tech has scored in 393 consecutive games, dating back, ironically, coincidentally, to the 1995 Miami game. Virginia Tech got shut out by Cincinnati, beat Miami the following week, and they've scored in 393 consecutive games since then, and that's the 4th longest streak all time in FBS history. It's not the 4th longest active streak. It is the 4th longest streak all time. And to me, that's really the thing of interest in this game. Can Virginia Tech's offense and special teams generate a score to keep the streak going? So sorry to be that way, but that's pretty much what I'm paying attention to.
Morris asks, is we'll have a new vacation plan with all the new subscribers. Palm Coast is nice this time of year.
So pretty serious when I say this. Virginia Tech basketball, where are they going? I don't know. They're going down to the Caribbean for some tournament, I think. David Cunningham would know what the name of the
Bahamas. They're going to the Bahamas.
The Bahamas, right. Yeah. So David actually researched traveling to cover the men's basketball team in the Bahamas. And if we make enough money, I like to reward the guys because they do a fantastic job. They're all really good at what they do. It's amazing. And so I look for ways to reward them. So their Christmas bonuses will be larger this year, but I keep an eye on stuff like that. But the football guys can't go to a basketball tournament in the middle of football season. So I'm kind of talking myself into a corner here where maybe I'll let David go to next year's tournament and I'll go with him, but that doesn't reward Chris, Chris and Andy and Nick. So I don't know. I guess to answer the question, it's going to be Christmas bonuses this year will be bigger. It won't be the Jelly of the Month Club. Maybe I'll do the Jelly of the Month Club because it's the gift that keeps on giving all year long, Rick.
There you go. All right. Well, good stuff, my friend. Enjoy the game tomorrow. I know you'll have a blast.
Will do. Are you dumping me already? You got another guest you got to hurry on to?
Well, no, I just thought I didn't know what else.
You're just saying enjoy the game, right? Hey, we got receipts here, man. Your Big Ten guy told you at one point it was going to be Chesney.
They had the things we're getting out of Tech and the people involved in the committee aren't, necessarily what happened. Yeah. Well, I did make the prediction October. You want to keep receipts? All right, damn it. Let's keep receipts. I'm the guy who October 20th said it was going to happen. I've got the receipts up on my Facebook page. So don't be bringing any of that in here. Secondly, I brought information that from a guy who knows what's going on because he works at a school whose coach is a client.
Sexton client.
Yeah, exactly. So the information I think is probably pretty good. So the fact that it ended up, well, it's basically what I was told. Franklin was keeping them at arm's length, just like this. And then when he realized there was nobody out there, he came back.
Yeah.
Thus, I'm going to sign your contract. So there you go.
Which doesn't mean he's taking scraps or anything like that. Fortunately,
I hope in his mind it doesn't feel that way. We know that because we know Tech's a good job.
Well, and fortunately, he wound up taking the job that is the best fit, recruiting wise. I don't know, and I'm actually serious when I say this. I don't know where they're physically going to put all of his staffers. Because Virginia Tech never built a football ops building like everybody else built. You ever see the football ops building in South Carolina, for example?
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's really big and really nice. My son went to South Carolina. He used to live like a block away from that thing.
Yeah, we just saw it. We played Tuesday night down there, and you go by all that stuff. You're like, wow, this is the SEC.
Yeah, and it's odd. Virginia Tech has a rural campus, but they're really landlocked as far as athletics go. If they want to, I don't know, facilities aren't a thing anymore because everybody puts all their money into NIL and rev share.
Have you heard? By the way, that's a good question. You would know. Somebody in chat said they heard something about Franklin mentioned facilities, but did he say anything? I don't know. I didn't watch all the presser, but what did you get out of that? Did he
the only thing I remember him saying, and I don't have the exact wording, but he basically spoke about, and I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I remember thinking, he said, when you get them on campus, you got to look big time and you got to act big time. And he was, I'm not going to say he was sending a message, but when he said that, I thought, yeah, there are some areas where Tech does look big time, but there are a lot where they don't look big time. And I think an out and out football ops building is the one thing that Whit Babcock, well, it's not the one thing Whit Babcock failed to do, but it's one of the things he failed to do over the course of years. And I love I don't want to go all negative when they've just hired a big name coach who's going to elevate the program. But this whole thing of donate to NIL, that's kind of like a cloudy thing that people don't understand. You donate $1,000 and where does it go? But if you're building a building, if you show everybody plans for a building and you're like $50 million, they're like, man, where do I donate? That's really cool.
Yeah,
I want to contribute to that. It's something that people understand, and that's a human, emotional, mental thing. Where and how would Virginia Tech do? What's that?
Yeah. Do you think Brent Pry will be on his staff? People have been asking that.
I would be surprised if he was something like defensive coordinator. I think he'll.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Yeah.
I think an analyst role is totally reasonable there. And the thing, man, that Brent Pry and James Franklin talked a lot. So we all know that he and Bud Foster were like joined at the hip throughout this process. The two people that James Franklin communicated with the most were Bud Foster and Whit Babcock. Whit's role was to, try to convince him to come here to do his usual Whit stuff. He convinced Buzz Williams to come here. That's pretty good. So he's good at that role. And Bud is just a guy that James Franklin really respects and, can communicate with coach to coach. So that was Bud's role. And where was I going with all that? I was talking about the people he communicated with. I totally lost the thread, Rick.
About Pry. Like, if
yes,
Pry,
so throughout the process, of course, he's communicating with Brent Pry, a guy who's just been fired, by the way, and who clearly didn't say anything that scared Franklin away from Virginia Tech. So, we're eventually going to put at Tech Sideline. We're eventually going to put a megaphone on that and really let people know what conversations occurred between Franklin and Pry. It's going to be a while before we can get Franklin on the podcast because he's got a roster to build. He'll be busy with that stuff, building a staff and building a roster. But once we get him in studio, we'll ask him detailed questions about his communications with Brent Pry. And I got Brent Pry's phone number. I would like to talk to that guy again eventually. And I want to find out what those two said to each other, what went back and forth throughout this process, because that's an extremely unusual situation where a guy who's just been fired can put a neutral or positive spin on something for someone else. Like, you think James Franklin's going to say anything nice about Penn State right now? I don't.
No.
I don't. I think he's pissed.
Do you think, okay, they get a 9th ACC game. God, what a horrible non-conference schedule. VMI, ODU, Maryland, you got to get rid of VMI, right? What do you think? Are they going to, have you heard anything about the schedule might be changed? Richie Davis, BDST legal counsel on staff.
There you go. Well, that's a good question from our buddy Richie. So we actually looked this up in the office yesterday. The ACC is going to go to a 9-game schedule. Now, this is an AI answer. I didn't actually go read an article.
Yeah.
AI told me at the latest 2027 will be 9-game schedule in the ACC. They might be able to implement it in 2026. Unfortunately, what we are told is if Virginia Tech has to drop an out-of-conference game, it's not going to be VMI. It's going to be JMU. That's
what somebody said. Yeah, I know. That's what Sordelet said. Damien Sordelet told us that.
Yeah, so we're all hearing the same thing. That's the one that will actually go, and that's interesting because I got a lot of respect for. I've watched JMU on TV a couple times this year. That's a damn good football team. As good as I think James Franklin is going to be at building the roster and building the program, do you want James Franklin playing JMU the 3rd game of his first season? I don't know about that.
That's going to be a bad look. That's going to be a bad look.
So now I'm not saying if they cut JMU that Virginia Tech's running scared.
That's what it's going to. But that's the way it's going to be perceived.
That's how it's going to look.
Perception's reality.
Yeah,
but that's the way it's going to be perceived. If you leave ODU and VMI and you cut JMU, the program that's risen up now, who's had playoff talk the previous year, that's going to be a horrible look for the program. His first year, it's not going to be his decision, but
and Virginia Tech will put spin on it. You can't put spin on that. It's you ducking JMU.
Correct.
Now, eventually, all that's going to have to be settled. Virginia Tech and Virginia are going to have to put JMU and ODU in their place, and that will perhaps happen over the course of years. For the next 5 or 10 years, they need to reestablish that Virginia and Virginia Tech are the 2 premier football programs in the state, because right now they're not. And Brent Pry played JMU 3 or 4 times and lost 2 of them. It's just. Did I say JMU? I meant ODU. If I said JMU,
ODU.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
So sorry, Richie, but that's what we're here.
Does JMU have to play ball on that, or do they not have any control over it? Like, do they have to agree to it to move it, or is that just all in control of Tech saying we're not playing this game anymore?
Do you have the future? Do you have the future schedules in front of you? Because I can look it up on Tech Sideline.
I do not. Like, does JMU have to agree to say, hey, we're going to move this to a different year? Like, does it take 2 to tango there, or is this in total control of Tech? Since they would get paid to come here, I guess, wouldn't they?
Well, JMU's on the schedule, so I just pulled up our future schedules page, and JMU's only on the schedule once. So, and it's at Virginia Tech, so that sounds like something that if Virginia Tech wanted to, they could just say, "Sorry, we're not going to do that." So my point is, it doesn't appear to be a long-term contract thing.
So they don't have to worry about what JMU thinks. They just say, we're not going to play you.
Yeah. And anytime they wanted to make changes to, you remember they used to play ECU every year. They pretty much have ODU every year. Anytime they want to make changes to those, they have to work with the other school. But no,
I'm out. Yeah.
Looks like they could just drop them here. And they may have signed a contract, and there may be a little payment in that contract. But no, it's not going to be complicated.
Like a coach's buyout. This is a game buyout. This is what it turns into.
So the thing but the season opener's VMI. Really? That's going to be James Franklin's first.
Yeah.
So I would like to see them bump. So if they're going to get rid of JMU, put VMI in that slot, and then that season opener make it a. I don't know how high profile you want to go. Do you want to make it Florida State or Clemson or something like that? I don't know about that.
Yeah, VMI. That's
not VMI.
Wes says earlier this year, Bama canceled their game with West Virginia. Why in the world can't we just pick up West Virginia? Yeah, I don't know.
Like fun.
I don't know. Those schools won't get together on that. I don't understand it either. I don't know.
Let's search on WVU and the schedules. Yeah, I mean, WVU is not on their future schedule.
No.
The thing is that WVU's got their annual series with Pitt. And does the Big 12 play 8 conference games or 9?
I think they're all going to 9 now. Yeah, they're all forced to go to 9 since the SEC. And that's why the ACC did it, which we knew they were going to follow suit once the Big 10 and SEC announced. So, yeah, everybody's going to be now. Yeah.
So if they're not at 9 right now, they're going to be.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
And so what that means from a practical standpoint is you take the South Carolina series with Clemson. They play that every year. And so that's 10 games that are set every year for those two schools. And they're not going to, I guess you could schedule another P4 opponent, but you're not going to lock in an 11th game that is an annual thing.
Right.
So you might see Virginia Tech play WVU here and there, but it's not like they're going to play them every year because WVU plays Pitt every year. I think.
Yeah.
I think.
No, I think so. I think the backyard brawls every year now.
Yeah, I mean that's an important series you don't want to do away with.
Yeah. As much as they want to play Tech, the Pitt game's bigger for West Virginia. Yeah. Well, enjoy tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. I still don't think they're going to win by 19. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Tech just folds up, but they haven't folded up yet under Montgomery. So we'll see.
Well, the Hokies have been competitive in the first half into the third quarter against Louisville, against Florida State.
Yeah.
Against Louisville, they scored 16 points in the first half. I don't see them scoring 16 points on Miami in the first half. I would love to be wrong. So it's all about what does Miami's offense do? How dialed in is their offense? Because I think, I don't know. We picked them to get smoked by pretty large margins on Tech sideline. So I don't know, man. 19 points sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you looked at it in real-time score, that's like what? 30, 34-13 covers it. 34-14, that's 20 points. So maybe it's not as outrageous as it sounds. It looks like a big number, but I guess when you put it with a game score, you're like, okay, I could see that.
If you assume that Virginia Tech isn't going to score more than 7 or 10 points, then losing by 19 is reasonable. There you go.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
That's our story, and we're sticking to it.
That's it. All right, man. Good stuff. Enjoy the weekend, and congrats. You got your guy.
Yeah.
Everybody got their guy.
I got a little bit more gray hair, but we got our guy.
You got your guy. And it's finally, and as you and I it was funny. We were just like, God, I'm so glad it's over. Thank God it's over. We'll
so you asked me how I feel. I'm like, I'm glad it's over.
Glad it's over. All right, brother. Have a good weekend, man. Take care.
Thanks, you too.
Will Stewart joining us. And there's Mike Ashley.
Hey.
I saw you in the green room.
Yeah, you got to get more snacks in here.
I'm sorry. All I have is leftover Halloween candy. I apologize.
I specifically
I don't have a budget.
Peanut M&Ms. And just green ones.
Hey, you're close to Virginia Tech. You worked there, for God's sakes. Talk about what your impression is.
I grew up around there. Yes. Did you see my tag on my thing this morning?
I did. Don Strock forever. I sure did.
Yes.
I sure did. And you also covered Maryland football. You know all about the Northeast and everything.
Well, just steal all my thunder here. Yes. I'm going to go ahead and launch into open mic just so we can get that out of the way, and then we can ask questions. Although you guys reminded me of my time at Tech. I remember when I started there in 1985, and as football season rolled, and that was the whole point for me, was I needed football on my resume, which I didn't get. Other than getting to a couple of Final Fours and flag football intramurals at Radford, I really didn't have experience with covering football. So that was a big incentive for me to go over to Tech and get immersed in it and find out how college football works. And, you understand, and hearing Will talk about, he's talking about so many things there that really are applicable. I remember one of the big stories that broke that fall of '85 was everyone found out that Coach Bill Dooley, who made a living off playing William and Mary and VMI, and that, as everybody remembers, Virginia Tech got offered a 3-year contract to play Oklahoma. And it would have fallen. And remember what Oklahoma was back then. The wishbone, running over your butt, knocking you down, scoring a lot of points, running up, always in the top 5. The game would have fallen about the third weekend every year and of that contract. And I don't remember if it made the media, but the talk around Castle Coliseum then in the offices was that Tech was not at a level with the depth of a roster, that they just thought a game that early against an opponent like that would just beat them up and probably cause more trouble in terms of losing games later on. And that's when I started to, that's a finer point of college football people didn't think about back then. Right. I remember thinking the same thing when, if you remember back in around 89 or 90, when UVA got to open up with Notre Dame in the college kickoff classic. And it was this huge game that was coming up, and everybody loved UVA's chances except me, because I had learned that UVA probably wasn't at a level where they had the time of personnel, the depth to compete with a Notre Dame yet. And that ended up being true that year, but they did incredible things back at that time too. Anyway, let me jump right in here, and then we can.
Go ahead. Absolutely.
I can answer some Franklin questions. It's funny, we're going from Montgomery County to Franklin County here.
I see what you did there.
I know. I was going to come with my Thanksgiving horn of plenty today, but the big dog tells me that we're going to be belling up to the mics again Black Friday, so I need to save my leftovers.
Yes, we are.
So I need to save my leftovers for when I come to after my tryptophan coma and Chiefs beat down. But I'm going to talk turkey anyway. Actually, Gobbler. Virginia Tech moved back into my wheelhouse with the hiring of James Franklin. He had 2 tours of duty at Maryland on my watch, both back in the halcyon days of Ralph Friedgen. And that's a cautionary tale, kids, because Terrapin fans had no idea how good they had it back then. But I digress. Next week, I digest. Anyway, let me tell you what I know about Franklin. His second tour of duty after coaching in the NFL and serving as the Kansas State offensive coordinator just prior, he was Ralph Friedgen's hand-picked choice to run the Maryland offense, which was to Fridge as special teams were to Frank Beamer. Fridge had originally retained Franklin when Ralph took over the program in 2000. He kept 2 Ron Vanderlinden assistants. They were Franklin and current Terps head coach Mike Loxley, who's still hanging on. Franklin and Lox were up-and-comers and both had great reputations as recruiters. In fact, Franklin's original job interview with Fridge was hauling Ralph around to talk to recruits that first winter before Maryland would shock the world, winning an ACC title and going to the Orange Bowl. Ralph was so honest in the homes of those recruits, he would admit that he didn't know if Franklin was going to be on that first staff that fall. Not a great situation for Franklin, but ultimately a testament to honorable guys working together. Here's a quote from Franklin as a younger coach I really liked. I think my biggest strength is my ability to deal with people, he said. Whatever your job is, you have to be able to communicate and show people that you care and have a passion, that you're a trustworthy person of values and morals. And I think you and I and everybody else listening here down that way knows that's going to play well in Blacksburg. Franklin is a player's coach and makes things fun around the program, something he told me when I interviewed him way back when, that Brett Favre did when he was in Green Bay, that made a real impression on him when Franklin was there after leaving that first Maryland tour of duty. I also like that he never forgot his roots at Division II East Stroudsburg, and that's something Virginia Tech fans know about as they try to honor yet move on from the bucolic Beamer years. Franklin played quarterback and later was an assistant under 45-year coach and Hall of Famer Denny Dowds at East Stroudsburg. That's when Franklin started keeping notes on how to build a program and be a successful coach. In Franklin's own words, to become a teacher. Yeah, I liked Franklin and found myself in the weird position the last few years of defending him to Penn State fans. Good luck starting over in Unhappy Valley, y'all. It also didn't end well in College Park for Franklin, thanks to some horrid decisions atop the athletic department. A Maryland tradition like no other. Franklin's coach in waiting status, if you remember that situation with AD Debbie Yao, couldn't ever work with the headstrong Fridge and with that change of ADs coming. Avoiding of the deal allowed Franklin to skip off to Vanderbilt and start his ascent. I think Franklin embodies traits that defined college football back when it was more of a calling than a profession. You know, less about moolah and more about boola boola. I think we'd all like some of that.
There you go. There you go. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out, man. I still want the question answered for me. Why did Penn State act in the manner they did? And it's not about unrealistic expectations because he just had him in the national semifinal, one snap away from playing in the national championship game. Yet 3 bad games.
Well, they were ranked. They ranked number 2 in the preseason this year. People kind of forgot that. Yeah, look, I'm his record in those tough games, those close games against top 5 and top 10, and top 20 opponents was not great. And
right.
Penn State didn't think they could live like that, which kind of is a shame because, again, James Franklin is one of the most straight shooting, upright guys I've dealt with in college football. So I'm not worried
you
about
think?
that.
You think?
What are you saying?
I think he's very media savvy.
Well, that's the
way I'll say it. Well,
yes. Do you know what I had to deal with after the Ralph Region years? Randy Edsel, DJ Turkin, guys that could not answer a simple question, any question. And it really made my life miserable. And what I never understood about coaches like that is, you don't have to kiss the media's butt, but if you answer questions, if you are open and talk to the media, when troubled times come, and they always do for coaches, the media might be standing up for you in your corner saying, hey, give this guy a chance. And I'm really in that camp now after dealing with some of the other coaches, and not just football. And Rick, you know exactly what I'm saying. You
loved Randy Edsel.
I actually knowing his brother, I actually had run into him at a tailgate at a Tech football game and mentioned to him that Randy could really help himself. There's 2 ways to go when you get asked a question you don't like. You can sort of over-explain it and give the media so much information, it's hard for them to write about it. And, you get your message out that way, or you can just avoid it. And then there's just more questions. And, it's, how do you want to play that? That's the thing I had. I was not only a reporter, Rick. I was also in the public relations for sports for 15 years. So I sort of had a little background in that side of it too. And in fact, I was very proud all those years. One of the last things I worked on at Virginia Tech before I left was the hiring of Frank Beamer. I rewrote parts of his bio for the Tech Media Guide, and I would sometimes every couple of years take a look and see what was in there that I had written way back when. Now, obviously, that list of accomplishments got so big, a lot of my stuff kept getting bumped out. But still, I always like to say, I wrote that Frank Beamer bio. Me and Dave Smith. So yeah.
All right, now we'll do since you are going to join me next Friday. All right, we'll get a review of everything you enjoy. But what is turkey your go-to meat? Now, sometimes you have a little different thing going on Thanksgiving, right? Food-wise.
I have a friend I've made since I moved up this area, and he and I get into some capers on Thanksgiving. We've done the turducken. one year, and then we always do a backup turkey. You got to have a backup. You know, anyone that's seen injuries at the quarterback position in the NFL,
you got to have a good number two. Yeah.
The turducken, by the way,
did that work? Did yours turn out like Madden?
In theory than it was in practice.
Yeah.
And I tell you why. Because with the thing in the bird inside the bird, it was so hard to cook properly. The inside of the bird probably didn't cook well enough, so you just didn't eat that. The outside was delicious. We always have a rotisserie turkey going too, so yeah, that make it. And then one year we did the deep fried turkey that everyone's heard about.
I remember you talking about that. Yeah.
Well, because it was everything you read about it. Two things happened. Hey, that's the best turkey I've ever had, or hey, I burned my house down. And that just sounded like rolling the dice, a little roulette there, a roulette on Turkey Day. And well, we did good. Now, the unfortunate thing I'm remembered for on that day is after some pregame, tailgating situation there, we were out there at the vat, and I saw a leaf float down from a tree, and it went right into the vat. And so I got the tongs and I fished out the leaf, and I went, I'm one of those guys that always said, if you deep fry anything, I could eat it. So I tried to eat that leaf, and that was not good. So I've amended that to, if you deep fry and if you bread something and deep fry it, then I can eat it.
Yeah, and you could eat it, right?
It was the leaf tasted very bitter. It was and the problem in my family, and I'm trying to be so much better, particularly with the current circumstance. I can affect the whole tenor of Thanksgiving just by the Cowboys results.
I know. I hate it when the Broncos play on Thanksgiving. I hate it.
I used to love Thanksgiving, but Jerry Jones, what have you done? You've ruined millions of people's Thanksgivings now with personnel decisions and ineptitude and marketing and so yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. And next week I'll share some of the stories of the best and worst Thanksgiving in that regard, along with my personal Thanksgiving game plan, which thanks to my mom, I always was able to execute. Very little coming to the line of scrimmage and changing the play. Omaha. That sort of thing. Right.
Before I let you go, what's your favorite side? What's your one favorite fixin'?
There's a radio guy up here on the Maryland beat that was his favorite question to end every press conference before the Thanksgiving week. To ask people that.
Cool.
And every now and then you get just the gem of an answer, but mostly my favorite side. Oh boy, that you know what? My mom and my wife does it too. They do the homemade cranberries. The berries themselves in the sauce, and that just makes everything on the plate better. It's just it's a 5-tool player on the Thanksgiving plate.
5-star recruit.
So I'm gonna go with that.
I like it.
How about you?
All right.
Your favorite? What's your favorite?
I'm boring. I love mashed potatoes. I like to get the turkey if it's juicy and just kind of dip it right in the taters, man, and just take that bite.
Mashed potatoes. They're the black cleats of the plate.
That's right.
Very basic.
Very basic.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. They're going to stick in the grass. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, hey, everybody, have a great Thanksgiving. I look forward to catching up next week if I can get out of bed after like I said, the tryptophan coma will probably hit me hard. Depending again, all depending on the Cowboys results too.
Right.
So,
well, happy Thanksgiving, my friend.
All right. Goober says, hey, and happy Thanksgiving.
Hey to Goober. Happy Thanksgiving to Goober. There you go. Great stuff. Open mic. Love open mic with Mike Ashley. He's added that, and it's good, man. It's good. Well, he's a writer. The guy's brilliant. I don't get to see Mike enough, though. I get to see him on the show every week, which is great. But I love it when he just surprises and shows up down at Radford. And there he is. It's really cool. Jen's going to join us here at some point early because I know she's got a flight coming up. So she's going to jump on here in a second. So we'll see. Let's get caught up on chat. TLB says, so yesterday we were putting Franklin on a high pedestal because he knows how to win, but today we're rearranging our future schedule to keep him from losing to an in-state rival. Not a good look. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you say about it. The perception is going to just be picked up and run with like the perception of hiring Franklin has been picked up and run with, that this is going to be a can't miss thing. If Tech removes JMU and leaves the other schools with initials in the state, VMI and ODU, then that is going to be perceived as completely and utterly ducking James Madison. All right, so that was you, Hokie Rocks. Congratulations. All right, so yes, I've sent Morris all the info. Awesome. Congratulations. That's so very kind of you, Morris. Thank you so much. Awesome. And have fun, Hokie Rocks. That's great. So now your sister gets to go and her kids. See, that's what this is all about. That's what this community is all about. That is awesome. Matter of fact, I'm going to hit the new applause button one more time. Great stuff. No, not a nice side salad. Not going to happen, Wayne. There you go, TP, Tony Powell. Taters and gravy. Thank you. Now, this is going to be unpopular, but I like my cranberry sauce. I like the ocean spray. I know. I like to cut it up. You kind of get that mixed in with the potatoes and the gravy. Get you a bite of a nice juicy piece of turkey, taters and gravy, and some cranberry sauce. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Paul says taters and bread. Yeah, you got to have the right kind of rolls. Yeah. That's true, Paul. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, my. Oh, no. Oh, no. That was out of nowhere.
Yeah. The cranberries can outline. Yeah, it's pure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When you like pour it out and you try to keep the can inside of it before you cut it up. Yeah. Thank you again, Morris. That's great, man. Gifting tickets. That's awesome. That's awesome. See, he's down there in the Palm Coast shirtless, so he's just chilling. Thank you, Jeff. Yes, it is. Yes. Oh, that's a great point. This is why you are the best now, BDST YouTube community. Canned cranberry sauce is a great add to the leftover turkey sandwich. You get that turkey sandwich. I'm a big mayo guy. I don't know how you like yours. I like to have my turkey sandwich warmed up with some mayonnaise on it, and I do the exact same thing, man. You get that cranberry sauce, that ocean spray out there. I'm with you, brother. Nailed it. Fried oysters, not for me. I get it if you like them. I never have. I tried them. I never got into it. Mashed taters, gravy, plain ocean spray, cranberry sauce. See? Oh, hey, how you doing, DH? Now you may be very hungry. Yeah. So I'm glad people didn't jump on me for the ocean spray thing. I thought I'd get – you get it, though, right? Because I'm a big texture thing. If you like the cranberries like Mike, that's great. But I just want the ocean spray, man. But it has to be incorporated with the other elements. And what Jeff said is perfect. That's the way I eat it. Matter of fact, sometimes, yeah, you know what? Stovetop is under. You mean for the stuffing? Yeah. It is underrated. He's never eaten American cuisine. Where are you from, DH? Where are you chiming in from? Are you the New Zealander? We've had a lot of people chime in now that the show got the extra stream from different countries. It's really cool. We've talked to people from England. We've talked to people from New Zealand, Germany, Finland. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Wayne says, underestimated is the bread. What does everyone do? Hot rolls? Yeah. The traditional rolls that you have to break in half. You're from India. That's all right. No problem. Welcome from India. Yeah, the rolls, and you put the butter, you kind of part them, and then you put the butter in the middle. Now look, I like both, Paul. Dinner rolls or Hawaiian rolls, you can't lose, but I want for Thanksgiving, I want the traditional dinner roll. But hey, you could have both. It's fine. Hey, what's up, Mr. Mabry? Turkey sandwich with horseradish sauce and tomato. Okay. I'm not a tomato guy, but my dad was the same way. Dad liked that too. Dad put horseradish on everything. Ooh, turkey dipped in honey butter. Yes, have some. That's got to be that. Yeah. Honey butter, huh? All right, Fin Fan. Am I going to say this right? Turkey tetrazzini is our leftover day. Turkey tetrazzini. Very cool. Very cool. See, I don't think there are any wrong answers here. You know what I mean? You got the idea, DH, from Outdoor Boys. Okay. Honey butter. I like that. I mean, yes. Honey's delicious. Butter's delicious. Why not put them together? Then again, that doesn't work for me in Reese's Cups. Text message. So you like Archie Bunker? You like the cranberry sauce that was slide out of the can? Yes. I guess in that aspect I am. Brown and serve rolls. Butter on. Yes. 100% TLB. That's what I'm saying. Now, I love the Hawaiian rolls. But, yeah. Just give me the old brown and serves on Thanksgiving. Let that butter part them in the middle just enough and let that butter just kind of slide in there. Oh, yeah. And on that note, on that last comment, it's Jen the Gamecock Girl.
Why are you laughing at me?
I'm not. You look great as always. I was talking about butter. You know, we're talking about Thanksgiving, right? And you got the brown and I said, yeah, you put the butter on top and just kind of let it melt and slide in there. And then I said, oh, on that note, we were. Sorry.
Well, good morning to you.
Hey.
Yeah.
By the way, it was great to see you on Tuesday.
That was fun.
Down at Columbia in the Colonial Life Arena. That's a terrific arena, by the way.
Thanks. I got some criticism when it was first built.
No, I like it.
About
I like it.
Being such a huge facility, but
it's
It
huge.
served us well.
You do concerts in there too? They have to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I don't like what they've done to us, and your radio guy wasn't happy. They moved radio out from press row. And where we were, you saw it. I mean, it's not the most ideal, right, place.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I don't know why that change happened. I'm not certain. Sorry. That's not good hospitality.
Now people are saying that now they know why I didn't get any sleep because, you know, I was down there with you, Olivia. Well, you know. What's your Thanksgiving go to? I mean, we're talking about it, so let's get into it here. What do you got? What's your favorite thing on Thanksgiving?
Well, first off, can you hear me still? Because I'm at the airport. There's some construction going on, so I just want to make sure.
Yeah, it's a little different, but we got you.
Okay. Apologies for that.
No, that's okay.
As far as Thanksgiving, I like a lot of carbs because normally I'm not a carb eater. I'm an avoider of carbs.
Oh, yeah.
So on Thanksgiving, I just let the floodgates open.
Absolutely.
Do the mashed potatoes, all potato-y things, all the sweet potatoes, all the desserts, everything.
You have to.
I mean, that's not the time to be all worried about what you're eating.
No, I hate that. Oh, we got to watch what we eat. Make sure we're eating healthy. No, just stop.
Not that day.
So where are you headed now, by the way? You're at the airport right now. She's starting. What time do you need to go? Tell me right now.
Boarding's at 8:30, and I'm 5 minutes from the gate, so I can do whatever.
You want to shoot for 8:15? Does that give you enough time? 8:10? What's better?
Yeah, that's fine. 8:15 is great.
Okay. So where are you going now?
I'm going to Orlando for a music conference, so unfortunately I'm going to miss a home game, which I don't like that.
Well, I mean, it's Coastal Carolina. Come
on. It might be one of our victories.
it'll be a victory. Yeah, it'll be a victory.
I don't want to miss it, but I have to. It's good to have a job.
Is it all job? Is this all job related? Isn't Orlando where Holly is?
Well, that's funny you mentioned that because she's going to come up and meet me in Orlando today when I land. Yeah. And then the two of us are going to hang out a little bit. So some work, some fun at the beginning part.
Okay. There you go. A little work, a little fun. Oh, work and no play. Huh?
You want to come down and join us?
Well, I mean, I've had worse invitations. We got a game, we play tonight, and then we got SMU on the road in Dallas. So there you go. There you go.
Okay. You'll get your share of blondes down there in Dallas.
What's the best pie for Thanksgiving?
There's
only one answer. There's only one answer.
To me, I like pecan pie.
Mine's pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin pie. I do. Wayne says it's apple or sweet potato. You're saying pecan?
Mm-hmm.
Apple, sweet. But again, it's pie. You can't really lose. But mine's pumpkin. Yeah. Oh, turkey, by the way, on some warm turkey on some pumpkin pie is pretty good too.
I'm not the biggest turkey fan. I'll eat it on Thanksgiving, but it's not something that I live for.
No, I get it. It's pie. There's no wrong answers. There's no wrong answers to any of this that I'm getting on the Thanksgiving preferences, by the way. It's all yes, whatever.
My late mother made this chocolatey pie that was so good. I think she called it marble pie, maybe, and it was like kind of pudding-ish consistency, chocolatey with like some whipped topping mixed in with it, kind of old school.
I know. My mom made the best chocolate pie. It is.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah. We are going to miss our mamas, both of us.
Oh, no. It's already started. It's tough. It's been tough for you a lot longer than me. So,
I'm better at managing. It's still hard, but I'm better at managing it. I'd say.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Thunder says juicy smoked turkey breast with blueberry chipotle barbecue sauce and a double smoked ham with maple. Wow. Butter bourbon Jen sauce makes our Thanksgiving meal. Oh, Thunder, you need one more seat? If you need, I'll be glad to. Me and Jen, we'll come over. Wow,
that sounds great.
Yeah, that's big time right there. Wow. Jeez Louise. All right. So I guess we should do our picks. Well, how did we do last week? Do you have all that? Have you time to do all that?
I do have all that. It was really good for me, so I'm happy.
Yeah, let's do that. I was in West Virginia, so I didn't get to watch one college football game last weekend.
So you didn't see our A&M game?
I did not, but I kept up with it, and we were all just kind of, wow, that's the final nail. But no, they're not going to let him go. He's going to be back. So
anyway, so last week I had Clemson, you had Louisville. So I picked up one there. So then it was 2 games up. And then TCU, BYU. I had BYU, you had TCU.
I know. I went against the Mormons, and then they got me.
Yeah, so then I was 3 games up. And then what was the other one? There was one more. Oh, Texas and Georgia. You picked Texas.
Yeah, I thought they were.
Because I teased you because I was like, you always said they're so weak, and
then they showed
up.
And
you picked them.
I know. I got.
Soft is the word. You would always
soft. They were soft. They were soft.
And then, so anyway, I'm up 4 on the season.
Did you hear, by the way, you kind of gave me did you hear some countering information about Shane? I said he's going to be back, and you just kind of, do you have breaking news? Do we have breaking news here on the program?
Well, no, but I do think if we can't win this weekend and Clemson, I think it's more scary for him, but that's just my personal feeling. I don't have any insider info.
Did you see where he said y'all are going to be in the playoffs next year?
I did see that.
Your thoughts?
In the SEC, I mean, even in a really good year like last year, we couldn't make it work. So I don't know. I'm a little battered, beat down from what happened last week.
No, I understand.
So I'm not feeling a lot of optimism right this second, but foolishly it'll build back and I'll be ready and expecting great things again next year.
Who will Lenore Sellers be the quarterback for next year? I mean, that's an honest question. Will he be back?
I mean, a lot of buzz about him going to Miami. I don't know. I guess a lot of it will probably be financially driven, and a lot of it will depend on who our new OC is, I would assume.
What do you think about James Franklin at Virginia Tech? Would you rather have had him at South Carolina or another year Shane Beamer?
I would rather have another year Shane right now versus Franklin, just for us in terms of fit. Because I do think Shane is a really good recruiter, and sometimes he needs a lot of adversity to respond in a positive way. Like the year before last year, we didn't go to a bowl then also. And I think sometimes when we have too many positive expectations, and once we start to turn, like the way we started the season, nationally ranked, which obviously we haven't lived up to that, but we don't play well from a position of being hyped up and heralded. We play much better when we're unfortunately rock bottom. Got to be beat down a little bit and then try to prove to people that we have something good.
Well, one thing we know, if you do have a similar type of season, he's done next year. There's no chance
I think it probably will be a next season situation. Again, unless something really dire happens with this coming game. I mean, Coastal's no joke, so I don't think we should have a problem, but I also didn't think we would have the problems that we've had this year. So
now that you're right. I don't think it's going to happen, but if somehow Coastal beats you, then that changes the whole mindset of the whole upper hierarchy at a university.
Correct. And
he would be fired. If he lost to Coastal, he'd be fired. He would be.
And Jeremiah Donati, our new AD, he's not going to tolerate a lot of foolishness. I mean, he just announced this big program to add, I think, another 20 suites to the stadium, and they are relocating a lot of pretty significant wealthy donors to make that work. And so he's already kind of sticking his neck out on that, and he's already invested in making that happen. So poor performance against Coastal would not be supportive of that effort, nor his role as AD.
Correct. But that won't happen. What's the spread? It's like 7,000. What is it? How far?
It's glasses time.
Yeah, let me look at it. I'm trying to find it here. It's pretty large.
I have it. It's 24.5.
Yeah, 24.5. But then again, Penn State was 25.5 point favorites when they lost to UCLA, and they ended up getting James Franklin fired. So there you go.
Again, after what happened with A&M game. And now I wouldn't say that I had a whole lot of optimism going into the second half, but I started to have a little bit of hope. And then we saw what happened. So.
And before we do the picks, what did you think about he got a lot of play? I didn't really understand. I was there. I was on the road. But the whole thing where he's getting the crowd roused up, going into the locker room at halftime, and he got a lot of pushback for that, right? But, I mean – to be honest, when I saw it, I'm like, okay, they're up 30-3. Shouldn't you be trying to be? I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't have done that if I were be the coach. I'd walk off and just go in to do, But I don't know why he got so much pushback for that. I don't know.
Well, I think personally for me, the interview that he conducted, did you hear the interview?
No, I did not.
Okay, that was more of an issue. Like to me, I don't have a problem with the hyping up
What
the
did he
crowd.
say?
It's fun.
What did he say in the interview?
The reporter asked something like, are you surprised the game is going so well? And how do you feel about it? And his response was, well, no, I'm not surprised at all. I mean, last year we won big and, we dominated.
Okay.
And everybody, cringed when I heard the last year thing. I was like, no, please no.
Yeah.
So I didn't think it was a good response. Like, I think that he has so much good enthusiasm and excitement that is genuine and authentic. And I think I like that authenticity about him, but I just think he needs a PR coach to help him with those situations because that wasn't really the best way to handle it, and now it's embarrassing. So to me, that was more the issue, not the crowd height component.
Are you in the Charlotte airport?
I'm in the Columbia airport.
Columbia airport? Okay, I didn't know if you drove to Charlotte or not.
No.
Huh? Yeah, okay.
No, I like this little airport, but it is very loud with the construction in the background. So I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, you're fine. I just said I couldn't. I just know if you drove if you're flying out of the bigger one, or if you just stayed there in Columbia. So
connection with that.
Is
so
Columbia? Is it like the Roanoke Airport, kind of the one in Columbia?
It's a little bit bigger than Roanoke. Yeah. We are the state capital, so we get a lot of action with that too.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. All right, let's get into it. One game tonight, Florida State and North Carolina State in the ACC. What you got?
I'm going to take NC State.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I think they're going to be
well.
Florida
FSU's 0-3 away from Tallahassee, so they don't play well on the road.
No, NC State. I'm with you. Missouri at Oklahoma. Big SEC battle. Oklahoma's having a resurgent season, and Drink might be on his way out in Missouri. You don't know. I'm going to go Oklahoma at home, but this could be a good football game. Should be a good football game.
Same, but Missouri's playing their third string quarterback and had a lot of injury problems. Sort of lost their
USC at Oregon. Quack, quack. Going to fly right over the Trojan sword, aren't they?
Agreed. I don't think your USC West, I don't feel like they travel well.
You guys need to start being more original. Okay, you stole Carolina, you stole USC. Come on, let's do something.
I just play South Carolina when I'm out recruiting. I don't know why everyone else can't do
that. Arkansas at Texas. Longhorn reeling after getting this clubbed by Georgia. And Arkansas played very well last week.
They did. It's sort of a shame. This is an instance where if they weren't in the SEC, I think Arkansas would have a much better record. And I think they've been clobbered in the SEC. But, yeah, got to go Texas.
Go Texas, yeah. TCU at Houston. You love random Big 12 games on these lists. I know you do.
I've got Houston, but I think the line on this is tight. I think it's like Houston by 1 or something.
Yeah, I'm going to go TCU. I think they're pretty good.
TCU's got some injury things. I think maybe 2 running backs are out. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go with them anyway.
Okay.
Maybe the biggest game to date so far in the ACC, Pittsburgh at Georgia Tech. Now, Pittsburgh didn't have much for Notre Dame. Ramblin' wreck, kind of up and down. What do you think?
I think they'll be up. I think Georgia Tech.
I'm going to go Georgia Tech, but I'm going to preface this by saying I don't think I'll be surprised if Pitt wins the game. But I'm going to go Georgia Tech at home.
Okay.
Tennessee at Florida. The Gators have been resurgent as of late. It doesn't look like they're going to get their guy. They've wanted Lane Kiffin. I think if he leaves Ole Miss, it's going to be for one place, and that's Baton Rouge. But what do you think here? Tennessee at Florida.
This is the one I've been thinking about the most on our picks. I don't know. Florida's been so inconsistent. I mean, they did beat Texas. And in the past, sometimes they have had Tennessee's number.
Yes.
You know what? I'm going to take Florida at home.
You gonna take Florida? I'll take Tennessee. I was gonna take the other team you didn't take. I'm gonna take Tennessee. That way we're covered. One of us will win.
Okay.
Oh, here they are again. I just can't shake the Mormon life. BYU at Cincinnati.
I'm gonna go Team Mormon.
I'm gonna go Bearcat at home. Watch her jot it down there. She's jotting down there.
Recorded.
Louisville reeling after back-to-back home ACC losses at SMU. Hey, we'll be at SMU on Monday, Radford basketball.
Well, I don't know. Louisville seemed kind of beat down after that Clemson loss, so I'm going to take SMU in this one.
What is going on? Jeez, Louise. I think you're right. You got to go SMU. You can't lose back-to-back home games, and then think you're going to be successful on the road. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised Jeff Brom's team is gone sideways like that. Duke at North Carolina. I don't know if I'm going to be on the sideline or still at Jordan's cheerleading competition. Either way.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know they had adult cheerleading competitions, so I learned something.
It's almost like this. It's almost like this is a script in some horrible show. His life. How in the world was that a thing? And then to see her up there in a little outfit. I mean, what in the hell is going on with Bill Belichick?
He's not who I thought he was. Really, in the end, he's somebody very different.
Well, it changed for me. All the scandals they had when he was with the Patriots kind of got me kind of wondering. And now this is just, you're right. This has put him completely over the iceberg. Yeah.
Like, he just doesn't seem very masculine in this situation. Also, it's sort of.
It's weird, man. It's weird. I'm going to go Duke. Duke on the road.
I got Duke as well.
Minnesota Northwestern. Big rivalry game in the Big Ten. You love this game. Boy, Jen never misses a good Golden Gopher Wildcats game.
At noon. Even better.
At noon. Yeah.
Minnesota's 0-4 on the road. I've got Northwestern at home.
Yeah, I like Northwestern too. Nebraska at Penn State. Big win for the Nittany Lion last week. Is all sorts of rumors about their new coach and who it might be. New names popping up on the list every day. Matt Rule was the guy that was rumored to be the guy. He's taking his team in there to Happy Valley. What do you think? Just sign an extension, but that means nothing if you get a job you want.
Well, that's true too. I've got Penn State at home. I think the line on that is close to 10 for Penn State.
Yeah. I'm going to Penn State as well. All right, Cal and Stanford, they call it the game. These are your two meaningless, pointless additions to the ACC. Big ACC tilt, Cal and Stanford. Two schools that really don't give a damn about football. I'm going to go with Cal on the road.
I also have Cal.
All right. I put it on here because why not? You deserve one. Coastal Carolina and South Carolina. We know who we're picking. But still, there you go. There's your gift.
Well, I'll be following it closely and hoping for good things.
And Miami, Virginia Tech. The point spread just won't stop getting larger. So we'll go Miami. I think Tech will cover.
Oh, yeah, I like that, actually.
What about that? We'll pick it as will Tech cover. Yes, I think Tech covers. It's 19 points. What's going on?
I don't know. You're making me think maybe I need to place a little bet before I get on my flight.
Just saying. That seems awful high.
There's some comments. Hold on. What's happening in the comments? Oh, Thunder's supportive of the South Carolina situation with Shane. I appreciate that. That's sweet.
Yeah, Thunder says hopefully Shane does well at South Carolina and gets over the hump. Wish him well unless they're playing him over here at Tech. And Paul says, I mean, the dudes that are cheering with her are freaking scary, talking about Jordan. Bill has lost his marbles. He's like the old man in Robin Williams' Hook, looking for his marbles. Yeah, he has. You talk about destroying your legacy. Good Lord.
Yeah. And again, it's just not attractive. Or
It's bizarre.
I mean,
it's creepy. You may have said it. Creepy is the best word. It's the only word to accurately describe it.
Yeah, I would agree. Creepy.
All right. I know you got to giddy up and go to the gate. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this in the airport. Appreciate
Well,
you
thank
as
you. I'm
always.
sorry about all the background noise. It's been a little
No,
bit
I didn't come
arguing
through. No,
here.
it wasn't a problem at all. Really. No, you were
Okay, I
fine.
put in some headphones to try to help, but it's still not blocking
Nah.
it all. And there was someone vacuuming with a squeaky old vacuum, and I was like, "Why is this happening?"
Nah, you were fine. It
right
sounded
now?
great.
So
Sounded great.
thank you for your patience. I should be back to quote unquote normal next week.
All right. Well, safe travels. And
Thank you.
tell Holly that Rick says hey.
I will. Would you like us to send you a picture?
I think that'd be outstanding. Yes. I think, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
We'll do it.
All right. All right. Be good. Have fun, dear. Stay safe. Safe travels.
Thank you. Take care.
All right. Good to see you. There you go. Jen the Gamecock Girl. Got to see her on Tuesday. Got to see her again today. It's a good week. I got to see Jen twice in 1 week. Good stuff. Good stuff. Paul, it's just marbles that got him in this situation. Oh, Wayne. Go buy your next vehicle at Harvey's GM in Radford, by the way. Go see Brad Harvey. Since 1997, Lawson's Mobile Home Supply is the place to go for your windows, your plumbing supplies, installation. Give James a call, 540-381-8011. I guess. You're probably right, Wayne. I guess. That's a bad thought, isn't it? You don't want to think about Bill Belichick and his marbles, those marbles. NRV Super Bowl Bowlers of the Month, the Scotch Doubles champs, Jacob Ratcliffe and Mike Phillips. Holiday parties coming up. Give them a call, 540-382-5525. Go see them. We're going to do lots of stuff coming up with the Chamber of Commerce. We're going to have Steve on here pretty soon. Great stuff. Thanks to Brandon at Top Shelf Apparel. If you do want T-shirts, they're readily available. Appreciate everybody who has already purchased, and it's been great meeting a lot of you I didn't know, dropping the shirts off to you. It's been awesome. $20 in person and $30 if I have to mail them. David, I'm going to get yours out, David Mabry, today, by the way. So hit me up DM me on the Professional Door text line, 391-0788, or hit me up on DM, either Rick Watson or Big Dog Sports Talk. They both have worked. Speaking of Travis and Professional Door, again, mega congratulations. Thank you, everyone who heeded the call. He's got the employees he needs now, and you're going to love your choice working for Travis. Great company, family-owned and operated, 38 years, continuing the legacy of his dad in the business. They are a national company, regional all over the state, Northeast. I mean, they are exploding, and that's why they needed people. And I'm so happy in whatever little part we played in helping Travis find employees. It's awesome. Awesome. National Bank, member FDIC, exclusive banking partner, BDST here on YouTube. And they are. We're presented by Pulaski County Sports and Entertainment each and every day. Thanks to Jonathan Sweet and Tim Miller. Ryan Price sponsors our BDST Fan Question of the Week, 701 West Main Street in Radford. I drove right by your office yesterday, Ryan. I did. Heading into Sal's. By the way, Ryan, I have to be honest, I took a little shortcut there in front of your office to go to Sal's. But I waved. Nobody was there, but I waved. You were probably at a case, at a trial, or at a meeting with a client. 220 people responded to the BDST Fan Question of the Week, and the winner is Tech Fan, 9 wins next year for James Franklin, his first year. Little River Heating and Air, 1095 Radford Street in Christiansburg. Go see Charles Lee, 540-553-2971. Mark Hunley sponsors our chat room that explodes every week. It's a lot of fun, man. Every day, not every week, every day. Go see Mark right off of Peppers Ferry Road, big building. If you're headed toward Christiansburg from Radford, it's on the left. If you're heading back, it's on the right. Awesome environment in there, man. It's a lot of fun. And thanks to Family Fencing. Family Fencing Studios here in Reiner, 540-200-8294. Thanks to Jason Green. They're going to work through the winter time. Plan your fence stuff now. Don't wait. Don't wait. Yeah, 9-1. Yeah, 9-1. 9-3, 1 out. A lot of people had 8s. It was mostly 8 and 9s. We had quite a few 7s. There were a lot of 6 and 6 people. There were more 10-win people than I thought. That surprised me. But yeah, it was the 8 and 9 battles, what it came down to. And the 9s won out by about 7. There's about 7 more people picked 9 on our BDST fan question. Like, look, I think it's cool that 200 people plus decided to do that. Thank you. That's awesome. We're reaching people, and we're reaching people for our sponsors, which is the whole point of all this, right? That's the whole point of it all. And don't forget about the Ready Set Fund and what Bob Christ is doing, ReadySetFund.com. If you need to raise money for your charitable group, organization, or your high school team, like they did with $4,000 in a week, they have Ready Set text messages. Get it? Ready Set Fund, Ready Set. Reach out to Bob Christ. BobChrist11@gmail.com. BobChrist11@gmail.com. Let them help you figure out a way to raise the money you need for whatever it might be. Oh, thanks for letting me know, Jimmy. Yeah, I won't bring it tonight. I won't bring it. Yeah, Radford's got a big game tonight. It's a big game. Lost 4 in a row. UNC Wilmington. Now, they're different, but they went to the NCAA tournament last year. They lost a lot of guys. They brought in a lot of good guys. Takeo Siddle, their head coach, used to be a point guard at Gardner-Webb. I called his games when he'd play Radford. I was talking to him yesterday. Hey, Coach, when you get here, I'd love to have you on. Oh, hey, Rick, what's up? He remembered. And I said, yeah, you killed us. You always killed us, and he did. Good player, man, and he's a great coach. He's like 70 games over 500 in 5 years. That guy's going to be a Power 4 coach sooner than later. Yeah, sooner than later. It's seriously, it's like 70 some games over 500. Yeah. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yes, Wayne, you're correct. Patrick Wessler will start tonight for them. Left Virginia Tech and is now on their roster. Hey, Carrie. Carrie, you're completing week 2. Thank you for checking in. Good to see you. Hope you're still enjoying the program. Carrie, help us get our subscriber base up. Please like, subscribe, share the channel. Another good week. Another good week. Of course, the breaking of the James Franklin news finally came about on Monday, as we told you it was going to, that it was the trigger day, Monday. And we'll see how everything's coming together and see how things go tomorrow from recruiting after the game tomorrow throughout the weekend. You'll start to get reports about guys who committed and so forth. I mean, it feels like it shouldn't never feel that way, but I get it. Given everything that's going on, it feels like the game is a little secondary tomorrow. But it is. Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah, we're getting close to 750. We need about 23 more. Yeah, I saw that about OBJ, but I don't know if New York would want him back. Carrie. Thank you, Real Dino Kid. Well, the show, you guys make the show. You guys and gals make the show. Makes it fun. The guests, it's just a lot of fun. We're 3 months into this now. Wasn't sure if I would last a week or two, but it's been a good move. Been a good move. And we're crushing all of our the algorithm has been crushed in terms of views, watch time. We just need to get the subscription base up, but everything else we're knocking out of the park. And we'd like to thank everybody for that. Yeah. I don't know, Paul, I've thought about getting Beams on. I don't know how much stuff he's doing like that anymore. You know, his health is not horrible, but I don't know if he'd be up to it or not. I mean, I'd love to have him. I would. But it's something I can definitely try to work on. Absolutely. So I'll keep you posted on all that. I know Bud very well. He comes to a lot of Radford events too. So he's a big Highlander fan, Bud Fall. He really supports our athletic program. He and his wife. It's great. Who'd he do that with? Yeah, I saw he was doing something, Coach Beamer. Yeah. Yeah, too many injuries as always, Kerry. And they won't fix the turf. They won't fix it. They could cut down on a lot of it if they put that grass in that they did for the game overseas last weekend, the Colts game. But the NFL, they really don't care about the players. They don't. Who was it? It was can't remember who it was. Said we were just cattle. We're just cattle in the field. We're just cattle out in the grid. That's all we are. We're livestock. Livestock. Thank you, Wayne. Very kind. Very kind. Video Rick's better than radio Rick. Well, I don't know about that because you have to see me on camera. So I wouldn't say that. But yeah, we're growing. We're getting better. Please subscribe, spread the word, and welcome the extended audience that we've had. I mean, YouTube promoted us on their own because of the algorithm that we've beaten. So thank you to everybody. And hope everybody enjoys your weekend. Good luck to all of our local high school teams here tonight. Everybody take care. Lots of games, lots of travel. That's where we are in November. And everybody have a great Thanksgiving. We'll talk about it next week. Won't be doing the show on Thanksgiving. We'll have a Black Friday show, though. But we'll get into that more next week. I want to talk more about food next week. Food and football. It's what it's all about. And family. The 3 F's of Thanksgiving. We'll see everybody. Take care. Enjoy your weekend.